Hey guys, I just finished watching the Talkative Try interview with the last Epoch team for the itemization changes and what's coming up for the next patch. So I'll go over the summary of what was being talked about in here, and I'll give my insights as to also insights and tips and whatnot, since, you know, I have actually experienced these things. So we'll go over a little list here. I took some notes of what we are going to be talking about, and we'll maybe show us a little bit of footage of what they are actually doing. So first of all, every skill targeting is updated for controller. So they rework a lot of the you know, when you spawn a ballista, it won't spawn next to an enemy anymore and get destroyed immediately. It will spawn at a you know, a better range from the enemies, and they did this for every single skill in the game, all the targeting. So for all of you controller enjoyers, this is going to be a very, very nice update. Guaranteed LP slams. So now with the new system they're introducing is that when you go and kill Drolra, you will actually be able to guarantee one affix that will get imprinted into the item that you are slamming. So let's say you get a 1 LP red ring, then you will be able to guarantee that you're getting the tier 7 int that you want on your red ring by just selecting the affix and putting it onto it. So that is going to be very, very nice. This will change the power of builds. Well, this will change how easy it will be to get your builds to have a great amount of power with the legendaries, making 1 LP items way better, because you can guarantee getting whatever you want in combination with the Rune of Havoc. The Rune of Havoc is this item here. If I can show here, let's see here. The Rune of Havoc lets you shuffle the tiers of non-sealed affixes on an Exalted with 4 non-sealed affixes. What this means is that your item, say you're looking for a +4 level of Ballista or +4 level of Frostclaw on your relic, you know, and you get a relic with tier 7 Void resistance. Now you have an open prefix, you slam tier 1 Ballista, use Rune of Havoc, you switch the tier 7 Void res for the tier 1 Ballista, and now your Ballista becomes tier 7 with +4 to skills. You guarantee this on your relic with the new slam system, and now you get your nice Melvin's Writ with tier 7 level of Ballista on it, guaranteed. This is going to be basically day 1 gear for, if you are a blaster, day 1 gear, you'll have all your tier 7s that you want in all the proper places, and possibly even all of your legendaries. If you are not a blaster, this makes it even easier to, like, you know, get a good amount of power without relying so much on farming and RNG to get to the point where you get the good LP slam on your 1 LP. So this goes from a 25% chance to 100%. This guarantees the slam. It's going to be insanely powerful. So very, very good, especially with the Rune of Havoc. Next, they talked about this. You get a small chance of crit success with LP slams for one extra LP. So the items that you put in, even though your item only has 1 LP, say your red ring has 1 LP, you get a very slim chance of a critical success of getting 2 LP and actually grabbing 2 affixes from the item instead. They've said that this chance is actually so low that it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It's just going to be a nice to have, like a really nice surprise, like, holy crap, my item got 2 LP instead of 1. It grabbed 2 affixes, so it's going to be even better. But this is not something that you should plan around. And of course, you know, the chance is going to be higher for low LPL and lower for high LPL. So, like, you pretty much won't ever get this on red rings, but you might get this on something like a Kestrel or something like this. It's gonna be idol crafting in every tomb and cemetery. This has already been revealed in the past, but you're gonna be able to craft idols inside of tombs and cemeteries. I think they go over the changes here. Crafting stuff for the idols. So this is basically where, nope, this is the forge. This thing, the woven enchanter, you put in your class idol here, and you will be able to craft new affixes on those idols apart from the base affixes that your idols have. So you'll be able to get up to 4 affixes, and then those idols that you craft there, they'll get a new tier. They will get a new affix with a certain amount of Weaver's Touch that they call this. Can I find this here? I think they figured here. Anyways, so here you see it, okay? Weaver's Touch. So it will craft the new affix at the bottom here. There can be 2 of them. And then you will get Weaver's Touch, which this is kind of like a Weaver's Will item. If you kill enemies, it will level up. Or you can also use the new crafting material to actually add the Weaver's Touch directly with the crafting material without having to kill monsters. So you can just directly add it. See if you want it. If you don't like it, you can re-enchant it however many times as you want. This will make it so that you will want to farm idols with really, really good base stats. Once you find your good base idols, you can now craft it to get the best enchants that you want. And these go up to 7 tiers, so they can be exalted tiers as well. And it can go up to 2 tier 7s. Realistically, you will maybe get 1 tier 7, and then the second one will be somewhere in between tier 1 to tier 4 that Carve mentioned. But yeah, getting 1 with tier 7 will be huge, and those are going to be extremely powerful. Believe me, those are things that you will want to actually go and find. So idol crafting in every tomb and cemeteries. I'll go pretty quickly over all of these changes, but because I don't want to make this video as long as the actual podcast. But woven echoes are all different mechanics. Basically, this is an expandable system that they will be able to expand upon in the future, and this brings like a whole new, it's a whole new end game basically. So very, very big patch. Uber Aberoth is the pinnacle boss. Gonna be the hardest challenge in the entire game. You can unlock Uber Aberoth after killing Aberoth and unlocking 500 corruption. But Uber Aberoth is way, 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 way harder than 500 corruption. Yeah, I cannot wait for you guys to try it and experience it. It is a challenge, okay? The next hardest challenge is probably Aberoth, except from the high corruption encounters that you can do with Shade of Orbis or other bosses. But at 500 corruption, your biggest challenge is Aberoth, and the next one is regular Aberoth. Set crafting, so you can shatter set items for certain affixes. They've showed this after here as well. They showed where is this? So here you can, it's going to be Forge of Shattering. This is another Woven Echo. You can shatter set items to extract their shards, and then you can craft those onto regular items, and those items become sets. So a couple of things that they showed. They showed that the Villatria set was cut in half, so it's going to be 1 flat damage per 2 int. The Shattered Lance set was nerfed also to 1500% maximum increased damage. So these are things that they had to do because they were, if not, the sets would have been too powerful and they would have been, kind of like game breaking. But, the Villatria set being, it used to be one flat damage per int. That would have been just maybe every single mage build use Villatria now, but still, I am very much looking forward to see what people can cook with the new sets. The affixes that you extract are different for each and every set. They didn't show all of them, but I am sure with the patch notes we'll be able to see what set affixes we are getting. In the future, other types of items other than exalted uniques and legendaries or sets have been hinted. So basically, Carve confirmed that there will be other sets. I mean, there are other types of items. I am thinking primordials. So basically, hinting at it is pretty much confirmed. I think that's gonna be primordials. We'll have to see. They talked about primordials a little bit later down in the interview as well, but that's probably coming for season 3. So I guess they've already started working on it. Okay, you can also reroll LP on uniques with at least 1 LP. So it can go up or go to 0. Unlikely for red rings and more likely for lower LPL. So you can reroll LP on uniques with at least 1 LP. That means that, for example, let's say the red ring example here. You have a 1 LP red ring. There will be a crafting station where you can put many unique items with LP, and they have a chance of going higher. So this might be good for like items that, you get a really low LPL unique, like the Kestrel with 1 LP. The Kestrel with 1 LP ain't that great. You might want to put it with like, maybe it would be usable if it had 2, 3, or 4 LP, then you have a chance with that low LP unique to actually make it higher. And if it doesn't go higher, it will go to 0 LP. Then with that 0 LP item, you can still put it in Nemesis Egg and then get another chance of getting LP or a legendary. And I say you get another time a 1 LP. You can do the cycle again, an infinite loop, until you can't use the item anymore. This gives a much longer lifespan to some of these items, and target farming one certain item, you have more ways of getting you know, the high LP item that you want. So I don't think that's going to be very good for high LPL uniques like Ravenous Void, like Red Ring and stuff like that. But for lower LPL, this might be a very good way of obtaining highest LP. At least, you know, it gives us something to do with those items. There are 36 woven echoes in total. Basically, each one is a different mechanic. Like here, you know, you can reroll, you can extract sets. You can do the LP reroll mechanic, like all of them. Not all of them have been revealed, but basically they're saying that there's going to be 36 new mechanics. So this is basically the end game system that they are adding, which is going to be very. I think people are going to be kind of overwhelmed with all of this. So it's nice. Like, being overwhelmed is good. You want content in the game that you are playing, right? So people that have been saying that last Epoch did not have any end game, now we basically have like 36 mechanics. Pretty nice, including a Uber Pinnacle boss with Uber Avrot. So I'm very excited. You can define uniques. Okay, so this means you can re-roll uniques, the implicits, the legendary stats you slam on them. You can basically reroll uniques with other uniques of the same uniques of similar value. So let's say that you have a 1 LP red ring. Then if you have another 1 LP red ring, you can reroll the stats on your 1 LP. This will reroll the implicits and the affixes if it is a legendary. So, you know, in some cases you might be very early in the season, and then you slam a very low roll of a tier 7 and you want to increase it in the future, then you might just reroll with another LP unique. Or, you know, there might be some other use cases where certain uniques have a very low have a very high range for a certain affix. You know, it can go between 2 and 100 or something like that, and then you just want to reroll that specific roll. That's the most important one for you, but that's the first unique that you found with that amount of LP. You can just re-roll it if you want. This basically doubles, every unique that you find basically doubles in value because you can re-roll it, right? Or you can use it to re-roll another item. So basically just doubles the value of the uniques that you find with the proper LP levels. This can also be done with sets. This can also be done with Weaver's Will items. You just need to have, like, say you have a 20 Weaver's Will boot. You find another 20 or more Weaver's Will boot, you can reroll the item that you have. Glyph of Insight is removed. That was a glyph that used to have like a really weird formula to add experimental affixes on your items. Now there will be a woven echo to deterministically craft experimental affixes on your items. And then it has a very low chance of being an exalted affix. It will basically, you put in your experimental item, you put in your regular item, your good base item that you want. It will remove one of the prefixes at random and replace it by your experimental affix. And then you could use the Rune of Havoc to make it exalted. So you have a belt, let's say for example, you want a belt with tier 7 mana on potion use. Then you find a belt with Void Res, with tier 7 Void Res. You put it in, you craft the experimental mana on potion use, and then you use your Rune of Havoc to transfer that tier 7 onto the mana gain on potion use, and that's how you get your tier 7 experimental affix on your good base belt with high armor, Praetorian belt for example. So that is going to be very good, much better than the old system of Glyphs of Insight, which you needed to go into like a third-party website to find the formula, get the good number of tiers. Like, you know, it was just like kind of a pain in the ass. So that is very good. That is another Woven Echoes. Zombie on potion use is removed. We all saw these builds with zombie on potion use belt just completely annihilating Abroth in less than a second. I guess that is one of the ways they found that people cannot abuse, zombies anymore, and they are replaced by bees. So now you're gonna have bees on potion use. You can replace. There's another Woven Echo that you can replace attributes by another attribute. So it's good for getting, for example, intelligence on rogue for ballistas, where intelligence Here's a more multiplier for ballista, but you cannot drop, you know, the body armor and the helm with intelligence on the rogue. Or it might be good for a spark charge rogue build where you cannot drop intelligence, so you don't have to go farm on another character. You can still farm on your character that you are playing, and say that you find a helmet with dexterity and intelligence, dexterity and strength. Then you could maybe replace the strength by intelligence and not have to play another class, right? This is not available for vitality because it can already roll on all of these items. So the system is there to help classes that don't have access to certain stats, and yeah, vitality is not there. Warpath Mage Amulet. So the mana guide amulet that lets you use focus as a channeled ability and be able to move while focusing. It was revealed in the past to be 3 lightning blasts per second while channeling. It has been nerfed to 1 lightning blast per second because it was too good, and yeah, it was just too good. And during testing in the community tester program, people have been reporting this to be you know, too powerful. Merch probably coming in the future. They said that there's a little lady down the street that does all their merch for them, their t-shirts and stuff. I actually have a t-shirt from, like, I think it was like 2 years ago, where I won the hardcore race to killing Shade of Orbis first. T-shirt quality is amazing. This is probably the best t-shirts I've ever had in my life. Yeah, so I'm very excited for the merch. I would buy even more t-shirts if they have more, because, you know, that one's getting kind of old. Cocoon uniques, for more likely to get LP, it's like identifying items. So they have these new types of items that are cocooned. Those are basically items that drop unidentified. Maybe it's a ring, maybe it's, you know, it's whatever type of items that you can find. And they have a higher chance to get LP. When he actually showed this, I actually want to set crafting. No, I don't think they showed this. I don't think it's shown here. I don't think it's shown here. Is it shown here? Nope. Okay, so anyways, he basically identified maybe like 30 rings, and out of the 30 rings, like the first 15 had LP. It was actually pretty crazy just how likely you are to get LP on these items. Or maybe he was just really, really lucky. But cocoon items, basically you click on them, they identify, higher chance to get LP, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So this might be nice for, like, you know, videos. You might see videos opening up like 1,000 cocoon rings or something like that, and see what you get. How many red rings will I get with 1,000 cocoon uniques? Weaver tree reveal. So they revealed quite a few nodes out of Weaver tree. I will have the entire interview linked down below in the description and in the comments, so if you want to go and see it for yourself. But basically, we've already seen this in the past, imprints for similar items. They've shown pretty much all of the nodes you can imprint, you know, pretty much every single slot except the idols. You can also imprint woven echoes. So woven echoes will be more likely to drop or be appear on your web. So yeah, that's gonna be very, very good to find. Similar items might mean the same base, the same type, a unique. So the system is meant to be here so that you put items that are closer and closer and closer to your goal item that you want, and then you find the perfect item that you want, and then you can imprint something else, right? So woven echoes can be imprinted to spawn naturally on your web, so that's very good. There's also nodes that remove bad echo rewards like glyphs, gold, etc. There's also nodes that can increase memory ember rewards, which memory ember we've seen is the currency that the woven faction uses, and you can buy woven echoes with those to get access to all those different mechanics. So memory ember rewards, you can get dungeon keys rewards, etc. Like, they have shown the tree here. It is here. Where does he show the entire tree? I don't think he shows. I mean, at some point he shows it, but you have to. This is kind of like what it looks like. You have to, like, scroll, like, you know, move the tree a little bit to have access to all of the nodes. But there doesn't seem to be that many nodes, but a lot of the nodes have many points that can be invested into. So yeah, you will be able to dictate exactly how you want to play the game. Do you want to remove arena echoes? Do you want to remove the bad rewards, the glyph, the gold? Do you want to have the Shade of Orbis not cause you to increase in corruption when you kill it, so you can farm at 1,000 corruption forever? You can have a double chance of lizard tails. You can have, who knows what lizard tails do, but if you want to farm lizard tails, you can double your chance. You know, there's a bunch of different things that you can invest into, and this is the similar this is a similar tree to what a PoE Atlas tree would be, where you can invest into certain mechanics, and depending on what you want to farm at the time, then you put the points where you want. So that is that is it for the Weaver tree. They are adding portal charms to directly travel to the boss of the dungeon that you're doing. So, for example, you don't want to do the Temporal Sanctum in its entirety because you don't like being blocked by barriers, and then you swap timeline, and oh, there's another barrier, and then you move again, and there's another barrier here, and then you move timeline, and there's another barrier. So, say goodbye to the barriers. You can directly portal to the boss fight, and also, if you die during the boss fight, you can respawn by using another key. So you don't have to actually do the dungeon all over again. You just use another key, and that will respawn you directly at the boss fight. So yeah, increased lizard tail drops, more nemesis. So these are all nodes that you can get in the Weaver tree. You can get more nemesis, basically lots of new targeted farming. You can get random shades in your echo that ambushes you. You can get, and yeah, this system is an expandable tree system. So they've made this so that in the future, they will be able to easily expand upon it. Maybe give us more points, because you won't be able to grab all the points in the tree, right? But it is an expandable woven tree system where they have a lot of flexibility in adding nodes, like, you know, very easily. So I'm really excited for the future of Last Epoch. This is just the start, right? It's the first iteration. I am sure with all the feedback they're going to be getting during the patch, you know, season 3 will be even better. And then season 3, I think we are getting like, we're most likely getting primordial uniques, because they've hinted at it 2 times, right? So primordial items, and, you know, I think it's just moving in such a good direction that I cannot be more excited about this. I was really disappointed with the cycle refresh that they did, with no balance changes, nothing. But holy crap, did they cook for this patch? Like, it's just absolutely crazy. So I went from really disappointed to like, I cannot be more hyped. And then, yeah, okay, let's not talk about other ARPGs. Shade, yeah, so there's a Shade no longer grants corruption node. Very good to stay at 1k corruption. So if you don't know, 1k corruption is kind of where you want to stay for farming if you can afford to be at 1k corruption and not lose any efficiency in your farming and speed, because 1k is like the last soft cap for experience gain, which translates directly to COF favor gain, MG as well. But I think this patch, with many of the changes that they are doing, especially for the guaranteed LP slams, this makes red rings with 1 LP so much more appealing and guaranteed to get these stats that you want. Not only red rings, but like all of the other uniques that are very hard to get with LP. I think COF is becoming more and more powerful. Also, COF also interacts with some of these nodes on the Weaver tree. So, you know, like, how much is a 1 LP red ring gonna cost on MG? You're gonna have to spend so much gold. I mean, I might be wrong about this. I've played MG for all of the previous season. I have only played MG, and you know, I think MG, I've said for the longest time that MG is the superior faction. Even though COF you can do many things, like MG you can swap builds instantly, right? And if you have the gold, you can buy things instantly. I think though, COF is so much crazier now, especially with the Weaver tree and the new systems implemented. I will be playing COF this patch. Season 2, I will be playing COF. I think while it is harder to play many different builds instantly, the power level that you gain on COF and the targeted farming and the progression of your character feels it feels better because you can target exactly what you want, and you know, even like some very very rare items, and yeah, you just get guaranteed slams. I feel like COF is becoming stronger than MG. Not gonna lie, I feel like it's becoming stronger than MG if you play a build for a very long time. You know, MG, you need way more knowledge in MG. Let's remember that Last Epoch was created in the first place offline, and like offline, no trade, solo self-found, right? The game was made so that you find the items that you want and you progress your character without relying on external sources. So it is very different from another game like Path of Exile, which was designed with trade in mind. Last Epoch is designed with solo self-found in mind. And this very much shows with how good COF is. I have played in the past few weeks COF characters for preparation for the upcoming patch, and holy crap, is it powerful! And it's only gonna get more powerful with this next patch. So yeah, not saying one is better than the other, but COF's better, guys. Okay. Play what you want. If you want to find gear, which the game was designed for, play COF. If you want to trade, go MG. Like nothing is stopping you. Both are good, but I am pretty much converted to COF. Pretty much converted. Crafting materials automatically sent to crafting panel. So remember when you killed all those loot lizards and you clicked one shard, your entire inventory was filled. You have to transfer your shards, and then you click on another pile of shards, you transfer again, and you know, that was really annoying, right? Now you click on the crafting materials, boom, instantly sent to your crafting panel. Your keys that you pick up, no need to have keys, key tabs in your stash. You will have a separate tab for keys and woven echoes that they showed actually. Where did they show this? I don't remember where they showed this, but there's kind of key tabs here, woven echoes tab. Like, it's gonna be great, guys. No more freaking pressing on transfer crafting materials. I think this is the best quality of life ever implemented to Last Epoch. It's absolutely amazing. And you know, like going from playing with this to not playing with this, like once you go with this, you can't go back. You can't ever go back. Normal timeline progression is shared. So between your characters, if you've completed the normal timeline, you will be able to go, you know, directly to empowered, I guess. Also, woven echoes to catch up your highest corruption makes all progression faster. So this is something that has been revealed before this one, but like this also, like not only the normal timeline progression is shared, but you will have a woven echo to catch up to your highest corruption on all of your characters that you have that share the same stash, right? So it makes alt progression much faster if you want to switch to another build. You don't have to do the normal monos, and you don't have to catch up to the corruption that you want. Using keys to respawn in dungeons when you die. We've already talked about this. Last thing that I'm going to talk about is going to be hardcore deaths are going to be announced in chat. So, you know, the race that Zizaran is organizing for the first to kill Uber Aberoth will be even more hyped with chat announcements of people who die and achievements also. So probably first to kill Aberoth, etc. There's not many details on this yet. Basically, what Ross said was like not super conclusive, and then Judd and Carve hinted at, oh, this was not revealed before. Like if he did, like if he kind of revealed something that had to not be revealed. But I'm sure we'll get much more details about what exactly this system is. My guess is that this is going to be like a sort of like, you know, I'm not sure if it's going to be something like, you know, Bina reach this area first, like we have in PoE. But for sure, there's going to be stuff like first to kill Aberoth and people who die at level 100 or something like that and stuff like that. So that pretty much summarizes this podcast that we had with Talkative Try and the entire Last Epoch team. I'll have the link down below if you want to go take a look at it. I am super hyped for this next patch. This was an insane. Apparently, I didn't watch this live, but people apparently were pogging out in chat and stuff. So this was going on at the same time, I think, as the PoE 2 dev interview with Ziz and the PoE 2 devs. Let's just say that people were pogging out in one, and people were kind of like, you know, pogging out about last Epoch in the other one too. So I'll leave you guys on this. I cannot wait to play on April 17 and patch notes on April 11th. A little bit later today, we're also getting the day 3 of Hype Week. So we'll see what they bring us to this. So I'll see you guys all in the next video. That was pretty much it, guys. Bye-bye.